When it comes to horror movies, few characters are as terrifying as Leatherface, the chainsaw-wielding maniac from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But what if I told you that this iconic character was inspired by a real person, a man whose gruesome crimes shocked the world and left a dark legacy that still haunts us today? This is the story of Ed Gein, the real-life inspiration behind Leatherface. Edward Theodore Gein was born on August 27, 1906 in La Crosse County, Wisconsin. His childhood was anything but ordinary. Ed grew up on a small, isolated farm in Plainfield, Wisconsin, with his older brother Henry and their deeply religious mother Augusta. Augusta was the domineering woman, obsessed with her own twisted interpretation of the Bible. She taught her sons that the world was inherently evil, especially women, whom she considered instruments of the devil. Augusta's influence on Ed was profound. She kept her sons away from the outside world, forbidding them from making friends or interacting with anyone who might corrupt them. As the result, Ed became a socially awkward and deeply disturbed young man, completely dependent on his mother. After the death of his father in 1940 and later his brother Henry in a mysterious fire, Ed was left alone with his mother. But in 1945, Augusta suffered a stroke and died, leaving Ed utterly devastated. He was now truly alone in the world, living in the decaying farmhouse that had become a shrine to his deceased mother. It was during this time that Ed's mind began to unravel. He became obsessed with the idea of bringing his mother back to life. But instead of turning to the church for prayer, Ed turned to something much darker. Ed started visiting local cemeteries under the cover of darkness, exhuming the bodies of recently buried women. He would take the bodies back to his farm and use the skin and bones to create a grotesque collection of items, masks made of human skin, skulls turned into bowls, and a woman's suit that he would wear in a twisted attempt to become his mother. Ed's gruesome activities went unnoticed for years until November 16, 1957, when a local hardware store owner named Bernice Worden went missing. When the police searched Jane's home, they uncovered a scene straight out of a nightmare. Among the horrors found were Worden's decapitated body hung upside down and gutted like a deer, and countless other macabre artifacts made from human remains. Ed Gein was arrested and eventually confessed to the murders of Bernice Worden and another local woman, Mary Hogan, as well as his grave-robbing activities. However, he was deemed unfit to stand trial and was sent to a mental institution where he spent the rest of his life. He died in 1984, but his story left a lasting impact on popular culture. Ed Gein's horrific crimes and disturbed psyche became the inspiration for some of the most iconic horror movie characters of all time. Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre was perhaps the most direct adaptation, with his mask made of human skin and his rural, isolated existence. But Gein's influence can also be seen in characters like Norman Bates in Psycho and Buffalo Bill in The Silence of the Lambs. The story of Ed Gein serves as a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of even the most unassuming places. It's a tale of madness, obsession, and the thin line between reality and horror. While Leatherface may be a fictional character, the real-life horror of Ed Gein is something that will continue to haunt us for generations to come. Thank you for watching. If you found this video intriguing, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories of real-life horrors and their impact on pop culture.